I believe that there's something magical about putting our goals from our soul down on paper. I believe if we put down goals which are means goals that are coming from the culturescape, the universe isn't going to support us. But our soul is plugged into the universe. When you put these goals down, magical things happen. The double illusion trap. You're not setting the goal. You're chasing the feeling the goal gives you, but even then, you're chasing the assumed feelings. So the solution to this is the 3 most important questions exercise. The 3MIQ says this: there are 3 types of end goals in life. The first is experiences. Cradling your newborn baby in your arm is an experience, right? Being on stage, telling your first joke as a new stand-up comedian to 2,000 people is an experience. Being able to own a gorgeous apartment in the heart of Dubai is an experience. Experiences light us up. They are end goals in itself. It is the pure expression of being human. Now, the second question is, how do you want to grow? Because growth is one of the things that gives us most fulfillment. So when you set goals for your new health goals or goals for the number of books you want to read a year, these are growth goals, goals to learn new skills. And the third question is, how do you want to contribute? How would you want to give back to the world? Each of these connect to each other. So you're going to make a list of 3, and I'm going to give you 1 minute per list. You're first going to write down all the beautiful experiences you want in life. And then you're going to ask yourself, if I was this man or woman who has all of these beautiful experiences, how would I have needed to grow to get there? For example, you want to have a beautiful home in the south of Italy. Maybe one of the things you want to learn is how to speak Italian. Maybe you also want to figure out how to create passive streams of income so you can pay the mortgage on that home. Maybe you also want to learn how to grow your finances. So, growth, you derive it from your experiences. Now, the third one is also related. You want to ask yourself, if I was so lucky as to have all of these experiences and grow in all of these ways, how then do I contribute to the world? Why do you ask this question? Remember the concept of level 4 thinking, unity? You don't just want to be powerful or wealthy. You want to be powerful, wealthy, incredible, but doing good for other people. Because nothing else creates fulfillment than that. The Dalai Lama said, you want to be happy, make other people happy. So this is why the 3 most important questions fit so deeply into everything else we've been learning today. So let's start, right? If you have a piece of paper, you want to draw columns like this. Experiences, growth, contribution, EGC. You can also do this on your phone. Now, this paper is really powerful. I want to share with you a really crazy story. This is the 3MIQ sheet that Ronan Diego put together. You're going to see Ronan on stage today. He's an amazing speaker. He's also Ola Abbas's husband. But what you don't know is that Ronan was a skinny kid from Brazil who joined Mindvalley maybe around in 2013. And at a team retreat, he wrote this down. Have a super effective mind, have a center which people could learn to improve their relationships, give a TED talk, have a healthy, strong body, inspire people to follow their dream. He wrote all of this down. He had no idea how he was going to do this. By the way, when you listen to the goals coming from your heart, one of the things that's going to happen is you will not have any idea how to get there, but write it down anyway. Because when you're listening to your heart, it's plugged into something deeper, and the universe will find a way. Just trust me on this. I'm going to teach you how to accelerate this tomorrow. So Ronan wrote this down, and the coincidences started. He ended up taking part in the Viper Challenge in Malaysia, a very tough race. Somehow, he came out #1 out of 20,000 competitors. He got invited to give a TED Talk in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Hold your applause, because we're not even done yet. His TED Talk was so successful, he was flown to Paris to give another TED Talk. And then he decided to come back to the Mindvalley office and tell his boss, Vishen, hey, I've been giving TED Talks around the world. Can I give a talk in Mindvalley? So I said, yes. I sat down and listened to this man speak, and I'm like, you're brilliant. Do you want to lead health and wellness in Mindvalley? And Ronan started doing that. And then he produced his first program, then his second program, then his third program. Last year, for Q1, he was the most watched teacher on Mindvalley. It wasn't me, wasn't Marissa, wasn't Shafali. It was this guy from Brazil. Now, we're not even done yet. This kid, Jason Campbell. Today, you may know Jason Campbell as the host of the Superhumans at Work podcast. But at one point, Jason was at a conference I was doing in Croatia. Now, this was his 3 most important questions. He wanted to teach entrepreneurship. He wanted to be a better manager. He wanted to become a world-class speaker. He wanted to build a team of employees. And Jason was actually the AV guy. So he was scheduling the slides and making sure that the music was running all right. And we suddenly had a speaker call in sick. Jason came to me and said, "Hey, Vishen, could you put me on stage?" And I said, "Jason, this is frickin' A-Fest. It's for the world's best speakers. We just had Marissa up here. Like, you're not qualified." And he goes, "But Vishen, this is my 3 most important questions. And you as our boss said that you would always try to support us in achieving our dreams." So he did the whole guilt trip on me. And I didn't have time to argue because I was too tired to get on stage. So I said, "Fine, go on stage. Don't you dare mess this up, okay? Whatever you do, just don't mess this up." So he goes on stage and he gets voted best speaker. And the next thing you know, Jason Campbell ends up becoming an author on Mindvalley. He teaches a course on productivity on Mindvalley. He's spoken all around the world. He launched his own podcast, Superhumans at Work, and his new book, Selling with Love. And he now runs a team of people in Bali. He lives in a villa in Bali, running a team of 5 people. Jason's in the audience here. Jason, are you here? You want to raise your hand? There he is. Right. Okay. Now, when you get your 3M IQ sheets, by the way, you can use it in groups. In Mindvalley, we call this a blueprint for the soul. So we take everyone's 3M IQ and we stick it in a wall. Those of you who run a business, you should be doing this with your employees. It's going to change your business. Look up Mindvalley for Business, mindvalley.com business, because we help companies with this. Really powerful stuff. When all your employees see each other's goals, they can come together through social discourse and co-elevate each other. There is no monopoly on dreams. Somebody can see Jason's goal or Ronan's goal and go, "Hey, I want that too." So we see this all the time. These are 4 employees who looked at that giant board of people's 3M IQs and saw that they had a common goal to hike the Himalayas. So they just got together and did that. And things like this are so beautiful. When you take part in Mindvalley meetups around the world, you might find that you meet people here with common goals. Hike the Himalayas with them, if that is your common goal. Now, I believe that there's something magical about putting our goals from our soul down on paper. I believe if we put down goals which are means goals that are coming from the culturescape, the universe isn't going to support us. But our soul is plugged into the universe. When you put these goals down, magical things happen. And I've seen this in remarkable ways with kids. So that's Christina with our son Hayden. This was in 2014 at A-Fest. Everyone was doing the 3M IQ, and Hayden said, "Hey, I want to do it too," right? So not only did he do it, but we gave him a mic. And I asked him to share 1 goal in each category. So this is what a 7-year-old kid said. Under experiences, he said, "I want to learn all the languages in the world." Under growth, he said, "I want to build a flying car." And under contribution, he said, "I want to develop something to clean the air in Kuala Lumpur, because our city, Kuala Lumpur, the air is really, really smoggy." Now, I forgot about this until recently. I was talking to my friend Peter. Peter was at A-Fest, and Peter said, "Do you remember what Hayden said? I thought it was so cool that a kid wrote that down." And then it occurred to me, my son Hayden today speaks 5 languages. I speak 1, by the way. He speaks 5 languages. In November, I caught him reading a French classical book, and I'm like, when did you learn French? He goes, "Oh, just a few months ago." And now he's learning Cantonese. He's not speaking all the languages in the world, but he's now 15, and he speaks more languages than most of you. He's not building a flying car, but Hayden is learning to fly a plane, and he's about to become the youngest pilot in his country. Flying vehicle. But don't clap yet. He hasn't figured out how to clean the air in Malaysia. So Hayden, try harder. But I believe that even at a kid level, children are plugged into their soul and they know what their destiny is. So try this with your kids. So there's a Mindvalley member who brought this to schools in India, and these are village schools. They don't even have 4 walls or a roof, but they are doing the 3M IQ. Okay, so you guys ready to begin? 1 minute each. Now, here's how you want to do it. Why am I giving you 1 minute? Because your soul knows what it wants. All you got to do is relax and tap into your soul and start writing. If I give you more than 1 minute, you will start questioning yourself. You will say, "Hey, I want to visit Cairo with my family." And then you'll go, "Well, what if Egypt is unsafe? I read that Istanbul is a way better place and maybe it's cheaper than Cairo." No, don't do that. Just go with whatever emerges from your soul. Are you ready? Okay, 1 minute, begin writing now. Here are examples of experiences. What type of love relationships do you want in your life? What do you want your social life to look like? The friends, the people you spend time with, your weekends. What adventures do you want to have in the world? What are the places you want to visit and explore? The experiences you want to seek. Maybe it's paragliding. Maybe it's hiking the Himalayas. And finally, what environments do you want to be able to live in? You might write down, I want to be able to have a stay in a 5-star hotel for 1 month every year. I want to be able to work from any spot on the planet and still be productive. Now stop. Okay? Now we go on to the second question, growth. Now remember, you can go back to this exercise anytime, but for the purpose here, I want you to get started. Remember, rate of application. Ask yourself, to have all of these experiences, how do I have to grow? Start writing now. You can look at health and fitness. How do you want to grow in terms of improving the effectiveness of your body? You can look at your intellectual life. What are the things you want to study? How do you want to allocate, how much time do you want to allocate to reading, to learning, to Mindvalley time? Look at your spiritual life. Maybe you want to take a particular spirituality program, like something by Joe Dispenza. Maybe you want to dive into a new Mindvalley course like Duality or the Silva Method and complete it. Maybe you want to set aside a 20-minute meditation or prayer practice every day. And finally, your creative life. Maybe you like creating music or art. What is it? How would you express yourself creatively? Okay, stop. Now we go on to the next one, contribution, the unity value. If you were so lucky and the universe blessed you and you were able to get all of these experiences and easily grow into this man or woman you want to be, how then would you help other people? This could be through your career, through what you're producing in your career. It could be your creativity. It could be through contribution to your family. Could even be through your community. Maybe volunteering. Contribution is not just charity work or donations. Contribution is also creating services, products that give back to the world. When Ronan gets on stage and speaks about health and wellness, that is a form of contribution. When Ola steps up in her company and chooses to persuade the boss to take on a big project like Mindvalley in Dubai, that is also a form of contribution. You can really contribute through spreading wisdom or through giving to your company. Okay, now put your pens down. We won't have time to share this, but tonight at the party, when you meet someone, if you really want to get to know them, ask them for one experience, growth, or contribution that they put down today. And this is a really great way to immediately connect with someone. You never know who you're going to meet. You can also set an intention that you will meet the right person tonight to help you with one of the items you put down. In fact, do that now. Close your eyes. Set an intention. Just tell your mind, guide me to the right person tonight for a beautiful conversation that might help me move towards one of the goals I put down. Okay, open your eyes. So this is what you essentially did. You chose to ignore the dumb tweet that I shared earlier, that you only have to choose 3 categories of life and fail at the rest. Do not buy into that mental model of reality, because it is so unworthy of you. Take a picture of this. These are 12 areas that you can look at in terms of improving your life and how they map to experiences, growth, and contribution. Okay? And it doesn't have to be these 12 areas. You can use any type of 12-area modality.